The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Thursday, September 5th, tease that Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, will find himself losing his patience. As B&B viewers know, he couldn't take dealing with Brooke Forrester, Catherine Kelly Lang, anymore, and he went to visit with Flo Fulton, Katrina Bowden, at the jail. Of course, he did more ranting than visiting, and he ended up promising a distraught Flo that he would make sure that she suffers until the last broken heart is mended.
Of course, Thomas' involvement in perpetuating the Beth Spencer, River Davidson and Madeline Valdez secret is a touchy subject with Ridge. Ridge knows that his son made some horrible mistakes and kept the truth from Hope Logan, Annika Noel, for his own personal gain. But Ridge also feels that Thomas would never have been in the position to perpetuate the Beth secret if Flo had just done the right thing in the first place. And Flo could have prevented the whole situation on the cliff with Thomas and Brooke as well.
Of course, Ridge is furious with Reese, too, but Reese wasn't family like Flo was. Since Flo is a Logan, Ridge expected more of her, and on Thursday's episode, look for him to rail against Flo some more. He'll want answers about what she was thinking, yet nothing she says will satisfy him, and he'll find himself getting angrier and angrier.
Meanwhile, on the new episode of B&B on Thursday, September 5th, Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, will find himself enraged as well, but the target of his rage will be someone entirely different than Flo. Of course, Bill blames Flo heavily for the fact that Hope and Liam were without their daughter for so long. But he feels that Flo is already getting what she deserves, since she's in jail.
On Thursday's episode, Bill will decide to give Thomas a piece of his mind, so he'll head to the hospital where Thomas is convalescing. Look for Bill to rail against Thomas with just as much force as Ridge railed against Flo. Bill will probably let Thomas know that when you mess with one Spencer, you mess with all the Spencers, and that he's going to make sure that Thomas pays the price for what he did to Liam, Hope, and Beth.
After all, Thomas remains quite vulnerable when it comes to his actions on the night of Emma Barber's, Nia Sue, fatal car accident.
If Bill's smart, then he'll consider how to best target Thomas, and that would certainly be to find hard evidence of Thomas' involvement in causing Emma's accident.
Ongoing B&B spoilers indicate that Bill and Brooke will embark on a journey to find hard evidence against Thomas, so looking into Emma's accident might be their next objective.
It sounds like a lot of B&B drama is heating up for Wednesday's episode, so stay tuned. We'll give you updates as B&B news comes in.
Thomas may have survived the fall, but in these The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, he's not out of the woods quite yet. While Ridge continues to stand by his son's side, Brooke keeps pressing him to open his eyes and see just what Thomas has become.
He's in the hospital because of his sick, twisted obsession with my daughter, she argues.
And she's not the only one who wants to see justice done. Thomas is a sociopath, Bill declares.
When Ridge visits Flo in jail, she tries to warn him about just how far his son went to cover his lies.
I think your son is guilty of a very serious crime, Flo insists.
The Bold and the Beautiful fans are shocked that so many things are happening around here, but no one is shocked that there are so many villains in the picture. You see, we love a good villain, and we cannot help but want to see more of them around here on a regular basis. We love to see the men and women who come into this show and do things, turn lives around, make them horrible, and then run off into the wind to get what they want. 2019 has been a year of them, too, and we cannot believe just how bad this year has turned people into the kind of people they never thought they'd be. We want to see more of these people, and we love what they are doing in terms of their skills and their job. Here are our favorite villains of 2019.
She went behind her husband's back to try and get this young man to leave his own daughter to be with her daughter, and that was ugly. Then she got her way. Then her granddaughter was assumed dead, her daughter spiraled, and Brooke went out of her way to make sure everyone else was miserable so that her daughter had a shot at happiness. She went behind her husband's back yet again, she went behind her daughter's back, and she did all kinds of things no normal mother would ever do. She's a consummate villain, and we all know this to be true.
Then he found out the truth about Hope's baby, and then he began lying out of his mind to her. That's when the crazy began.
He might have some mental health issues that prevent him from making good choices, but we cannot help but assume he is in a horrible place with his life right now.
He needs help, and we cannot be sure he has a future at the moment, so he might not get that help.